8 nasty things done to old Hollywood actors. 1. Lana Turner was forced to have an abortion. Studios often had a no pregnancy clause for the actresses. Lana Turner had an abortion in a hotel room. It was done without anesthesia. Lana's mother covered her mouth to muffle her cries. A $500 abortion fee was taken out of her paycheck. She never told anyone at the time. 2. George Cukor was fired for knowing Clark Gable's secret. Gable used to be a prostitute before Hollywood. He traded sexual favors for career advancement. George Cukor was supposed to direct Gone with the Wind. He was also gay and knew about Gable's affairs, but Gable flatly refused to work with him. Since he had the star power, Cukor was fired. He was replaced with Gable's buddy, Victor Fleming. 3. Judy Garland was forced to take drugs. Judy Garland was 16 when she was cast in The Wizard of Oz. Her character Dorothy was supposed to be a little girl, so the studio made Garland follow a special diet. It consisted of coffee, cigarettes, and amphetamines. The only food Garland was allowed was soup. She also wore a corset to make her appear flat-chested. Garland never managed to kick her resulting drug habit. 4. Jean Harlow was driven to an early grave. Harlow had no wish to become a star. It was her mother who pressured her into acting. At 16, Jean ran away from the Hollywood School for Girls. It didn't help, and she became an actress against her will. As a minor, she had no say and no control over her pay. Jean had numerous health problems. She survived meningitis and scarlet fever. When she got pregnant, MGM made her get an abortion. This led to complications, and Jean died of kidney failure at 26. 5. Rock Hudson was forced to get married. Hudson was a romantic star of the 1950s and 60s. Hollywood insiders knew he was gay, but it was kept a secret to preserve his macho man image. In 1955, the studio made him marry Phyllis Gates to quell the rumors. Gates was certain that something was wrong. She hired a private eye to spy on Hudson. It turned out that Hudson was secretly picking up boys. The marriage imploded. In 1985, Hudson died from AIDS, aged 59. 6. Frances Farmer was forcibly institutionalized. Frances refused to promote herself off-screen. She avoided Hollywood parties and press events. She preferred stage acting, which made the studios angry. In 1942, Farmer was arrested for driving with her high beams on. It was a violation of wartime blackout regulations. No one came to her aid. Farmer tried to argue with the judge. He had a psychiatrist testify she was schizophrenic. Farmer, who had no known mental issues, was put in an asylum. She spent 8 years of her life unable to leave. 7. Clare Bo was fired for having a nervous breakdown. Bo had a sexually abusive father and a schizophrenic mother. They embezzled the money she made in Hollywood. This led to a high-profile trial in 1931. Bo's private life became public knowledge. She had a nervous breakdown. Paramount Pictures still forced her to act. Her 1931 movie Kick-In tanked at the box office. Paramount blamed it on Bo and fired her. 8. Joan Crawford's own studio blackmailed her. As a teenager, Crawford starred in several stag movies. When she became famous, extortionists demanded $100,000. They threatened to release the movies. MGM's head fixer, Eddie Mannix, partnered with the mob. They confiscated the negatives and destroyed them. Then MGM charged Crawford $50,000 for their services.